Joining us on the Rich Eisen Show for the first time. Look, we had him on our radar screen last week when his name popped up for the Travelers as the guy who got in because Brooks Koepka was out, and he joined the LIV Tour. And we talked about it. We said we are now Mark Hubbard fans. We're rooting for him. And I guess the PGA Tour heard about it and said, you want to talk to him? And we're like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So he joins us right now from the great Quad Cities community in Illinois, home of the John Deere Classic, where he is in the field on this week's PGA Tour, and that will be seen on CBS and Golf Channel as well. Joining us on the Rich Eisen Show on his 8th year on tour is Mark Hubbard. How you doing, Mark?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. I'm well.
You got it, man. So, yeah, we heard you got in last week. We're rooting for you. We're all in.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I was sitting on the putting green on Thursday, and I started looking at my social media, and it just starts blowing up with all these people saying, we're from the Rich Eisen Show. I'm like, what is going on? So I had to go into Spotify and listen. And
there you go.
I appreciate the shout-out.
Of course, man. So let's talk about your career and how did you find yourself on the PGA Tour? How'd you get there, Mark?
I started up on the PGA Tour Canada, played 2 seasons up there, which was so much fun. Got my web.com, now the Korn Ferry Tour, through finishing 3rd up there. And then in 2014 finished in the top 25 on the Korn Ferry, so got my PGA card through there. So it all happened kind of fast. Obviously, I'm a little bit of a journeyman now, going back and forth, but you know, it's been a good run.
Is that why your Twitter handle is @HomelessHubs, Mark? What's that all about? What is that?
A little bit, kind of right out of college when I was playing mini tour golf. I was in Arizona, just kind of couch surfing, sleeping on somebody's air mattress, floor, wherever I landed. And I wasn't paying rent, so they just started calling me homeless. I'm always a little scruffy around the edges, so it just kind of stuck.
Okay, and so then then that was available. There wasn't like somebody was squatting on @HomelessHubs on Twitter, huh?
I actually had my pro-am group today was like, is your nickname Hobo? And I was like, I don't know. We might have to change that.
Oh, Hobo Hubs.
Be better.
That's a little tighter.
A hole in my shoe.
That's a little tighter. And so where were you when you found out that you were going to be in the Travelers last week? Where were you?
Well, so the weekend before, I was actually at a bachelor party in Austin expecting to have an off week.
Okay.
So it was quite the turnaround. And then all of a sudden, I was second alternate. So I hopped on a flight late Tuesday night, and I think I landed about 11:30, and I had a bunch of messages saying that Brooks had WD'd. So it was about 11:30 on Tuesday night.
So how often do you travel or have been traveling as an alternate? And then you find out that you might not even get in? Is that how that works?
Yeah, I mean, this year I've been playing out of the 126 to 150 category, which is technically conditional status. So it's been a little bit of a whirlwind, not knowing for sure. You know, a lot of weeks you know for sure you're not going to get in. A lot of weeks you know for sure that you will. But there's been, 5 or 6 this year that, depending on withdrawals and stuff, I may or may not get in. I think I've been actually pretty lucky. I'm going to get 21 starts this year, which is awesome out of that category. A lot of that is because I played well in the fall. But, yeah, it's been kind of a weird year. But at the same time, it's, taught me to just be ready when I do need to play. And if anything, it's taught me that maybe I've been playing too much for the last couple of years. And rather than play, 5 weeks in a row, medium talent-wise and mental capacity-wise, maybe play 1 or 2 when I'm firing all cylinders. So it's been a different year, but good in a lot of ways.
So have you ever flown standby to play standby? Have you done that? Has that actually happened?
I've never done that. That would be a new one. Luckily the PGA Tour has a good relationship with United.
Okay.
So we usually get...
I'm just trying to see how extreme it really is for you.
Yeah, no.
Traveling around.
I mean, it is, it is different than a lot of guys. You really just see the top guys on TV and think about the private planes and stuff, but the majority of us, we're traveling like crazy and fitting all our stuff and our kids' stuff into, Avis rental cars and driving from Chicago here this week, and it's not as glamorous as it looks. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have a great life, but definitely there's a lot more stuff like that going on than you might know.
Well, and that's part of the reason why I also wanted to talk to you, Mark Hubbard, is because the conversation in the world of golf right now does surround what the PGA Tour offers its players. Certainly spotlighted by the LIV Tour, saying that they have left because of similar, for better conditions and a better work environment. And thanks for the memories, PGA Tour. Where do you stand on this whole subject matter, Mark Hubbard?
Yeah, I struggle with some of the guys who left saying that, because like I've played 30 to 33 events for 8 straight years. Like, they're complaining about the fact that they're playing too much. Those guys are playing 21, 22 events. They're not grinding the way that we are, and they're getting paid a bunch. And so, to act like, oh, I'm not getting to see my family. I mean, you're a professional golfer and you're only having to play 22. You're only having to work 22 weeks a year. I mean, I know we're grinding on off weeks too, but I've found that sob story a little far-fetched. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting dynamic going on. I think obviously when you're talking about $125 million, it's kind of hard to compare. We can't compete with, a foreign dictatorship's money, but there's a lot of stuff that the PGA Tour does amazing that I don't think those guys are thinking about. I mean, our retirement is amazing. The child care system is amazing. My wife and daughter get to travel with me almost every week because we frankly get more help out on the road with the amazing child care system. So there's a lot of things like that the tour really does a great job. So I don't know. I mean, I'm a little bummed where it's at. I'm a little nervous for the future of golf, but at the same time, I can't blame anyone for going for $125 million. That's a lot of money.
Sure, of course. What about the concept that you hear, not just from the players who have chosen the LIV Tour, but from the LIV Tour itself, that they're growing the game of golf? What do you make of that opinion, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how. I think, the tour, we have, developmental tours all the way up. In terms of growing the game of golf, like the amount of work we do in each community that we go into, the amount of charities we impact every week. I mean, just walking around the Pro-Am today at the John Deere, the amount of kids that were out here from Boys and Girls Club from the first tee, I don't see how that was something that we were lacking in. And I don't see how a 54-person tour run by a foreign dictatorship is gonna impact the youth the way that we do. So I don't really see how that adds up, to be honest.
And is there how much conversation in the locker room or amongst you and your circle of friends or tight circle that you may have in the PGA Tour? How much of this is being discussed by you guys?
Yeah, it's kind of everywhere right now. It's being talked about all the time, locker rooms everywhere. I think all of us are a little bit tired of it and want to just get back to playing golf, but we realize, it's a unique situation. I think, from a media standpoint, sometimes we're kind of like, hey, like if we really want this to go away, maybe we should stop talking about it. It's kind of one of those things. Any press is bad press, or any press is good press, even if we're condemning the guys that are leaving. We're still talking about them. So I think all of us, miss the days when we could go just play golf, but it is what it is. And I think a lot of the changes that the tour just made are going to be good, and I'm glad we're switching the conversation to that narrative instead.
Well, the guys who left, I mean, obviously last week, Brooks Koepka opening a door for you to play in the Travelers. Do you think there'll be more open doors for you because of the amount of guys who have left? Do you think that might be a benefit in that respect, Mark, for you?
Yeah, I like I said, I don't know. Only time will tell. But right now, I don't necessarily think this is the best thing for the game of golf.
Right.
But for me, selfishly, it's been great. I've gotten, like I said, at the beginning of the year, out of my category, I was thinking I was going to get 15 or 16 events. I'm probably going to get 21 or 22. So it's helped me a lot in that regard. Right now, I'm sitting on 130th in the FedEx Cup, but there's probably 6 or 7 guys ahead of me who have left for the LIV Tour. So I could be sitting at 123 for all I know. So selfishly, yeah, those guys leaving and has helped me out a lot. We were actually joking. I got a new staff bag last week, and it doesn't have my name on it. So we were thinking about writing "Not Brooks Koepka" or "Brooks Koepka was there" on the front of the bag. But didn't have it.
Please do that. Please do that.
There's still time. There's still this week.
Please do that. So that was going to be my next question. Is like, we got you a new bag. We can get you a new bag if you're going to have more starts, right? Because I saw the bag. We can't have duct tape, Mark Hubbard. We cannot have duct tape on your golf bag.
It kind of goes with the homeless hub.
I know. I know it's on brand. I get it.
I'm trying to make a brand.
I get it. No, I know it's on brand. I get it. But at some point, though, let's get rid of the duct tape. So you have, for this week, then, gotten rid of the duct tape.
Local IQ, one of my marketing sponsors, they hooked it up last week. So kind of last minute. So I still don't have the name, but we might go with not Brooks Koepka this week. Let's see.
Or Brooks was here. That might be.
I like
that might be a
Brooks
choice.
Here too.
That would be my choice, no doubt about it. Mark Hubbard. And look, I think fewer people will be talking about the LIV Tour once, and this is another benefit to you as well. Once Russell Wilson starts playing football for the Denver Broncos and the football season begins. You know what I mean? So that's your team, correct, Mark? That's your team.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still on cloud 9 after the Avs win, so I don't really care about anything with the LIV.
That's right.
Anything with golf.
The Avs.
This is probably going to be about as good as my attitude will be all year at this tournament because I'm still riding that high.
Oh, I bet. You know, you. Let me just do this right. I'm kind of freaking out about it. I think you were 7 or 8 years old when I was on SportsCenter talking about Joe Sakic bringing the Lord Stanley Cup with Patrick Waugh to Colorado for the first time.
Yeah, we had season tickets growing up. I went to all the games. It was great.
I bet. So
the best days.
You're riding high on the Avs win. You didn't.
Ready.
Okay.
Ready for a great Broncos season? Yeah.
Oh, okay. How do you think they are going to do? In all seriousness, the Broncos, for real.
I think we're going to be really good. It's tough because we're in such a good division, but I mean, I think our play calling is going to be a lot better. I'm happy that we made that switch, and I think if Russell Wilson just stays within himself, like we don't need him to go crazy or do anything insane. We just need him to not throw picks and run the offense. I think our running game with that 1-2 punch is going to be great. Like re-signing Melvin Gordon, I think was awesome to have that change of pace. So, and we made a lot of improvements on both sides of the line. So I'm hopeful. I mean, obviously I'm always hopeful, but I think this hope comes from reasonable assessment.
And maybe you never know. The Saudis might start a new football league and ask Mahomes to join, and he's out of the West. That could happen. You never know. That can happen. Yeah. Just trying to have a little bit of levity. Hey, Mark, what a pleasure. I'm sorry if I caused your putting regimen to get blown up because we mentioned you on our program.
No, it was great. I loved it.
Are they? You're over 10,000 on Twitter now. Is that what it is right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, that was our deal. We were trying to get him over because he was at 9,700.
Okay.
And we were like, let's boost him up.
Go.
He's at 10,200.
All right, let's get over 11,000. Let's go.
Come on, people.
Let's keep going.
Let's keep it going.
He's got a brand new bag, and he's going to have more followers after this conversation. This is going to be great, man. And are they still talking about my appearance in the Pro-Am at River Highlands in 1998 when I was on SportsCenter and I left tons of divots on the course? Are they still talking about that back there?
Yeah, I heard murmurs throughout the course last week during the Pro-Am.
Yeah, you're like looking down at the fairway like, why is that hole so old and deep? That was me.
Yeah, I tripped on a few, but
my bad. My apologies. Hey, Mark, let's stay in touch, man. This is a pleasure. Congrats on everything that's going on with you and your family, and let's stay in touch. Good luck in the John Deere.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. At Homeless Hubs, there's 2 B's in it, so let's make sure we get this right. Follow him on the Rich Eisen Show. Thanks for coming on. That's our new friend, Mark Hubbard. We're now BFFs.
Not gonna lie, I'm gonna bet Mark Hubbard this weekend.
That's fun.
That was awesome. I got a new fan. I'm very impressed.
He's got to put Brooks was here on that bag.
Has to.
Brooks was here on the bag.
I mean.